Hey everyone, it's Kaylee from Better Business, Better Life, and I'm teaching you how to make more money, how to get more clients, using the techniques that are available to everybody but are so often missed. And today specifically, I want to talk to you about the importance of using your ideal clients' words and phrases when it comes to your marketing messages. So we're going to be talking about how you can actually generate more sales, more dollars in your business with the same number of people seeing it, viewing your work, viewing your efforts. So we're going to talk all about that. What I'm going to do just before we get started is I'm going to share this broadcast to my Profit Rocket Entrepreneurs group because I know they'll find it helpful, and also my Facebook Live to Thrive groups. So just going to do that, but while I'm doing that, if you happen to know someone who's struggling to get the sales in their business and they're not getting the results they are looking for, what they've been aiming for, or perhaps, when it comes to their ideal client, they feel a bit lost. They're not sure how to speak to their ideal client and build that trust by using their language, then definitely tag them in the comments below, because that's exactly what we're going to talk about. I've got 2 super simple techniques that are completely free that you can use to work out what the language of your ideal client is. But give me a second while I share. And also, if you can't hang around for the full Facebook Live, totally okay. What I'd recommend doing is just share the live to your personal profile or business page so that when you get to come back to it later, it's there and it's easy to find. But anyway, just do this. I'll just share it to the groups and then we will get underway. Here we go. Alrighty, helps if I go to the right page, to the groups instead of my page that I'm already on. So if you happen to have tried this before, if you've tried to find out the language of your ideal client, let me know in the comments. Say yes. If you are a bit uncertain, if you struggle with your ideal client and how to speak with them, let me know that too. Nothing wrong with that. I have definitely been in that position when I first started, and you might be there at the moment, but you can definitely move past it, and it's super easy to do. So, well, here we go, sharing to group. Perfect, that's the first one done, won't be long. And one more share. So if you're joining me live, say hello. I love to connect with you. It's nice to have that bit of a conversation back and forth, isn't it? To really get to know each other. So shout out for sure so I can say hello to you. And it helps if I actually put the status in there. Alrighty, almost done. If you ever do Facebook Lives, what I highly recommend doing before you start is actually type out the status that you want to share when you share your Facebook Live to your group, your business group, or another page or your profile, and copy it ready. So then once you've gone live, all you have to do is refresh the Facebook page, paste it in, and share away. So that's done. Let's kick off. So as I said, what we're talking about tonight is how to identify what the language of your ideal client is. So when I say language, I mean the words, the phrases, the examples that your ideal clients use when describing their problems, so the challenges they're facing, or how they describe the results they want. Hey Rose, thank you for joining me. Great to have you here. So what words and phrases they use to describe their challenges, their problems, but also what words they use to describe the outcome they're looking for, the result, what the solution looks like to their problem. So, and the reason we do this is when we're writing any marketing messages, it could be, say, a sales page, it might be an email, could be a social media post. We want the reader to look at what we're writing and go, oh my God, she knows me, like she's in my head. How does she know that? Like this person gets me. They know what I'm struggling with, or they know what I'm trying to do. And it builds trust with your clients, with your potential clients. They realize that you understand them and what they need. And so by using their language, they get emotionally involved. They become part of the conversation. Rather than passively reading it, they start agreeing and going, yes, I understand. Now, the beauty of having them be part of the conversation and saying yes, hey, Lana, is that then when they're saying yes, their defenses go down. So, like, when we go to a sales page, quite often the first thing we do, or if someone's having a sales conversation with us, our defenses go up. We're like, well, no, not selling to me. I'm not getting sucked in. So by having people go, yes, this is me, this is my problem, you totally get me, their defenses go down, which means they're far more likely to buy from us, which of course is the result we want if our product or service, our offer, is the right fit for them. So if you happen to follow my Better Business, Better Life page, which you probably will if you're following this Facebook Live, the last couple of days I've shared some examples of what to do and what not to do when it comes to knowing your ideal client and the language they use. So the first example I shared was Citron. They've got a car called the Citron Cactus out currently, advertising in Australia. On their website, they've got Citron Cactus. Now, if you're an Australian, you probably know that slang for cactus in Australia is slang for dead or kaput or not working, which is the last thing you want associated with the car you're selling. But then on the other side, the other example I shared was Jeanette Bras. Now, they happen to be a D cup or larger size bra retailer in Los Angeles. But when you go to their homepage, the very first thing they say is skip the trainer and gone straight to the major leagues. Now, if you happen to have D cup or larger bra sizes, need bra sizes that size, then you're going to go, yeah, baby, I did. I totally get that. I was one of them. I'm like, damn it, why aren't they in Australia? Or why don't they sell and post out? Which is fine. But they really understand their ideal client. They know exactly what we're struggling with. So it really speaks to us. It really speaks to the target audience. It builds trust. And as a result, we're far more likely to buy. So does that make sense? Give me a yes in the comments if that makes sense to you. That whole trust building by using the language of your ideal client. Now, the thing is that once you actually work out what the language of the ideal client is, you've got to be able to transfer it into your marketing, which we'll talk about in more detail. But knowing, oh, Katrina says, yes, love it, awesome, just got to work it out. Keep watching, Katrina, because I have 2 strategies for you that you will absolutely love. So we're going to be sharing 2 tips, 2 strategies, techniques to find out exactly what language your ideal client uses. And yes, it does mean that you will make more money from the same number of potential clients. So the very first strategy is to actually interview your ideal clients. So you want to ask them specifically, what problems are they struggling with right now? What's driving them crazy? What's making them pull their hair out? You know, and the other side of that, what would their ideal solution look like? What would the result be? And ask them to describe that. Now, you can do this a couple of different ways. For example, if you happen to be a business coach and you have an intake or an application form for your coaching packages, then ask those questions within the application form. That will give you great feedback. It will give you the phrases. It could be that you've got current clients and you want to get more of those clients. So interview those clients. Ask if you can just spend 10 minutes after your coaching session finding out and asking them those questions to find out what that language is. The other thing, the third way you can use this, so interviewing an ideal client, is to ask for people to volunteer in Facebook groups you're part of. So you want to focus on Facebook groups where you know your ideal client hangs out. And a really good way to identify which those are is to look at the Facebook groups your current clients are part of. So looking at those, and then in order to get people to say yes to the interview, offer them some sort of an incentive. So it might be that you say, look, I just want to do a 10-minute interview to find out about what you're struggling with and what you need help with and what your ideal solution would be. And in return for that, I'll do a 20-minute coaching session with you, or I'll give you this amazing resource. So I'm just thinking, Rose, with your business, it could be that you offer that interview, ask for volunteers for the interview, and then you have a great list of VA tasks or tasks you can outsource to VAs or online business managers. So giving them that resource as an incentive to actually participate and give you valuable answers. So does that make sense? Can you see how that would work really well? Either interviewing current clients, having an application form if you're offering coaching packages, or asking in Facebook groups for your ideal clients, potential ideal clients, to volunteer for an interview, and in return you give them some sort of incentive. So just give me a yes if that makes sense. Now, great, awesome, Rose. So one thing when I say making sure, oh, Katrina, no problems. Why don't you, if you want to, no pressure, of course, but share it to your page, and then you can always come back and catch up on it later. Much easier to find. But thank you so much for joining. It was fantastic. Now I'm just shifting because my legs are completely dead sitting on the floor. But now, when we're talking about making sure it's your ideal client when you get volunteers from a Facebook group, you want to be super specific. So you might say things like female, aged between 35 and 45, in the fitness industry, and that they're struggling to get and retain clients. So being very clear on who you want to talk to and making sure that the ones you do fit that category or fit that profile. Because otherwise you'll be getting information and words and language from people who aren't your ideal clients, which means your efforts in when you translate that into your marketing, into your social media, your posts, your emails, your sales pages, etc., it won't connect with your ideal clients because you haven't actually got the right words. You haven't got the right language, which is a terrible shame if you're going to go to the work of finding out what it is. So that's the first technique. If you're watching live, let me know. Have you actually tried something along these lines? I know it's definitely something I teach my clients, and it very much helps them not only with their marketing message, but it can also really help if they're thinking about offering a particular new course, new program, new product. Doing these interviews can really help them narrow down exactly what they should offer, which increases the chances of them generating sales when they launch it. So that's the first technique I wanted to talk to you about. The second one, and I'm just going to flip the page so I don't miss anything, is to actually search for the language your ideal clients use within Facebook groups. So a little bit different to actually searching for volunteers to be interviewed in Facebook groups, but actually looking for the language, the words, the phrases people use to describe their problems and their ideal solutions within the posts of the Facebook groups themselves. Awesome, thanks Rose. I can't wait to see you try it out. Maybe in Profit Rocket. And I know you've got your own groups, so definitely do it in there too. So this one is about searching the posts of the Facebook groups that your ideal clients hang out in. So just like we talked about before, where you focus on groups if you've already got clients, where those clients are participants, members. Hey David, this time we're looking at the posts instead. So if you're on your computer, laptop, whatever, if you look in the left-hand menu in the group, you'll find a search box, a search field. In there, type in the keyword you think your ideal client would mention when describing their problem. Now, in this case, you want to use a pretty broad term because that'll bring you up more results and get you wider results, wider information, broader information, and more in-depth information than if you put too many keywords in there. So, for example, if I'm talking about or wanting to find out the language of people who are, hey Shay, struggling to get organic reach on Facebook. So they're sick of having to pay for reach, or they don't want to have to pay for reach. I might type in the search field, reach. So everything that, every post where people have talked about reach will come up. Now, some will be on topic, some won't be, and you'll have to do a little bit of sifting through. But the point is, if I was to use Facebook, the number of posts that would come up would be insane, and they're not going to be all relevant. Whereas reach is more specific to my ideal client, to my target audience. And then in those results, I get to look through and go, okay, what language are they using to describe their problem? Some of the results I would get for Facebook Live reach is, for reach and trying to get organic reach on Facebook would be things like, it's pay to play. I'm sick of Facebook being pay to play. Or, reach is dead. Or my Facebook page isn't performing like it used to. I can't get clients on Facebook anymore, and it used to work so well. Those sort of things would be phrases that my ideal clients would use and would appear in those posts that I've got from the search. Now, another example might be people who are trying to lose weight. So if you're trying to find people that are describing their situation, their struggles, or their goals when it comes to losing weight, you might put in there something like loss, losing. It could be diet. So again, getting those search results and looking through at the language and phrases that are being used. So try and focus on and record the phrases describing the problems and the desired results. When it comes to desired results, you might find that those phrases start with something like, I wish I, or if I could just, or I get, or I really want. So thinking about how they might start the sentence will help you identify what results they're looking for, because this can work both ends of the stick. Yes, it describes what they're struggling with, but it can also describe the results they're trying to achieve, which is vitally important, especially when you're doing something like a sales page where you go through what they're struggling with, helping them go, she gets me, that is exactly what I'm struggling with. And then, hey, this is what I want in the future. This is what I'm trying to achieve. Having those sections on your sales page, bros, after the Facebook Live, more than happy. I'll actually add it in the comments, a screenshot of the search option for sure. If you're on a mobile phone, you may not be able to see it, but you definitely can on the laptop. So I'll definitely take a screenshot and I'll reply to that for you for sure. Okay, so once you've actually done the research, once you've got the keywords, the phrases, the language that your ideal clients use to describe the problem, you want to include it in your social media posts. You want to include it in your email funnels, in your newsletter. You want to use it when you're writing a sales page. It can even be a Facebook Live like this. I know that my clients talk all the time about wanting to make more money, wanting to get more clients. So I use that language when I start a Facebook Live. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. The whole idea being that you show that you understand and empathize with the struggles of your ideal client, so you can genuinely help them achieve their goals. Because if they don't understand and don't recognize the value of what we're offering, we can't support them and serve them through that process of getting the results that they desire. So that's why it's so important to use this language, to use the words and the phrases of your ideal client. So I'd love to know. Hey Dee, oh thank you. Thanks for joining us too. So tell me in the comments, have you tried doing research with either of these techniques? The interviewing potential clients with the 3 strategies we talked about, the now I'm having a brain fade, interviewing current clients, asking for volunteers in a Facebook group. Let me check what the third one was. It's totally gone from my brain. Oh, and asking if you've got an application form, asking the questions in there. What are they struggling with? What drives them crazy? What works really well for them? Have you tried that? Or have you tried searching Facebook groups to see what language is used within the posts that people are sharing? Let me know in the comments if you've done that. If you haven't done it previously, let me know. What is a search term, a keyword that you could use to search a Facebook group for posts relating to what you help with? So it might be, like we were talking with Rose before about having her online business manager business. She might search for different types of software that her clients use. It might be that she searches for MailChimp or Aweber. It could be something like Recur Post if she helps with scheduling social media updates. Searching by those particular software or platform names means that A, you get to appear as an expert if you reply to people looking for help with this, but you also get the opportunity to pick up potential clients there and then, and you learn the language of their struggles, of the solutions they want, that you can use in your marketing. Pretty cool, right? All those benefits just by learning the words and the phrases of your ideal client. Okay, so Rose hasn't done it yet, but she's going to now. Awesome, Rose. Let me know how you go with that. I would love to hear. Hey, Emma. So if you need a little bit more personalized help, or you haven't quite figured out who your ideal client is yet, because you can't do this research until you've got some sort of an idea of who your ideal client is, please feel most welcome to message me and we can discuss it further. If you're watching the recording, I would love to hear from you. If you have any questions, let me know. If you've done this yourself or a different strategy to find out the language and the phrases of your ideal clients, how they describe their problems and their solutions, let me know. The more we share with each other, the better we're all going to be. We all rise together, right? So yeah, look, let me know how you go. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back with another Facebook Live soon. Keep thriving, everyone. Bye.